Welcome to Cooking with Andrea. Today I'm excited. Like I said, I'm always excited though. I love to cook. Today we're going to be doing a request from one of our subscribers. They asked if I could do something for Thanksgiving, start giving them some ideas. I says, hey, yeah. They told me they didn't want a big turkey because there's just two of them. So I said, okay, fine. What we'll do is we'll do Cornish gaming hens. And I thought, oh, this is going to be perfect. So today I'm going to be making Cornish gaming hens. The twist on this is they wanted something different. So we're going to rotisserie. I picked their brain and they have a rotisserie on their grill. So do we. So we're going to do a rotisserie hen, and then we're going to do a rustic smashed yellow potato, and we're going to do my stuffing. My stuffing is delicious. It's half box and just everything else, but we're going to get started and we're going to try it. So I'm going to get started here with the Cornish gaming hen here. I am going to take a little bit of my lemon pepper. You know I'm going to try and get away with this when I can. So I'm going to go ahead and just put it in here just like this. I already cleaned and patted dry several times my hens here. And we're just going to put some in the cavity just like this. As you know me, I have to put more. I have lemon pepper on my butter. I have lemon pepper on all my vegetables. I have all the seasonings on my vegetables. Because the only one I'm going to wash after I get done is this bottle, because that's the only one I double touch. Everything else I have not double touched so we don't get any sicknesses. But I just wanted to show you me putting a lot of lemon pepper inside because that's what's going to flavor. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, first of all, and this is thyme. I'm going to sprinkle the thyme. I have 2 tablespoons of thyme. That's a lot of thyme for these little birds. But I'm going to sprinkle inside, and then I'm going to use the rest of the thyme on the outside. And that's all I have to use because I've got celery salt, paprika, I have onion, I have garlic, I have rubbed sage, and so I'm doing good. Just a little bit more. I wanted mostly the thyme to get in and soak with the onions and the garlic. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 little cloves of garlic. Seems like a lot, but it's not. It's all gonna get nice and permeated. That's the word I use. Everything's gonna just gel together here, and we're gonna stuff this bird good with the onion and the garlic. And I cut my onions this way because they can't be any smaller, then I wouldn't be able to turn my carcass around and get rid of it. But these onions and all the garlic in here, good stuff. If you're gonna make your own gravy, you would totally be able to use some of these drippings, especially people who really like onions. But you know me, it's a texture. So what I'm going to do is just stuff him like this. Now what we're going to do, had him sitting on a napkin too. Just going to take and try and dry off one more time. More we dry off, the better it is. These were our little Cornish gaming hens. And we have 2. So now what I'm going to do is I already sprinkled everything in there. I'm just going to stuff. This time I'm going to do onions and garlic intermixed or intermittently. Let's see here. This is going to give it a lot of flavor. And for my dear lady who asked me about getting her a recipe, I hope you like this. I want you to let me know how you liked it. She also asked me if I could do something for beef because half her family likes beef and the other half likes poultry of some kind. I told her, look at my duck. She liked my duck so far, so they're really thinking about doing the duck. But for just the 2 of them, you know, this time I thought these would be more appropriate because they're smaller. Not so much cooking. We don't have to be in the kitchen cooking so much. So what we're going to do is we got everything stuffed in there like that. Now, when we put these on the rotisserie, which I'm going to pick up because this is going to be blasted with these guys inside. That's how they'll fit nice and tight. This is easy to do. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is take and move that like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to give these a smear. Or actually, I'm going to just be crazy and dump them into my 1 cube of butter. because I'm just going to get a little crazy. Because what I'm doing is I'm just soaking the butter in here like this. Anything falls out, because you know I'm kind of rough with it, you just go ahead and you stuff it back in and it'll be perfectly fine. The drippings from this is going to be fantastic. And then what I'm going to do is, it's got enough, and I can put some more on the legs. And then what I'll do is, let me get this one done because he's a little bit bigger. He might need more. Any butter I have left over, I'm going to just stick in the cavity. Normally I do a compound butter when I do this, but you know what? Because I had to do the skin, because I want the skin nice and crispy and brown. So I just didn't do a compound butter, because you can't rub the compound butter on the outside. So I kind of had to do it the messy way, which is fine. There is nothing wrong with messy. Put all this butter in here. Stick it in. It's going to be fantastic. And I stick it in over the vegetable, because if you stick it in before, it'll just run out the other way. And like I said, one thing good about that, the rod that I just showed you to put the birds on, it's fantastic. It'll keep everything in there. Okay, now I'm going to give a quick wash, because now I'm going to come back and I'm going to put more seasoning on the outside. Season, season, season. You need some good bleach water too to get this stuff off your hands. Okay, so let me get my paper towel, because I do not want to mess up my one towel. I have my chicken towel here. My chicken towel is actually going to go away now, because that's my chicken towel. But I have my other towel on the counter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to put some more of the thyme. I have a lot of thyme inside, but like I said, this is 2 tablespoons. Guys, remember, season, season, season. Just be careful on your salts. So like for me, lemon pepper, because I love lemon pepper. But because the poultry is strong, we'll be okay. So, okay, let's see here. This is my rub sage. I'll go ahead and put my, I'll put my season pack back on right here. I'm going to sprinkle. This is rub sage. I have a lot of it in the butter and everything. And then I'm going to season one side, and then I'm going to flip and season the other side, but I don't want to get all yucky again. This is celery salt. Careful for your celery salt, because that has salt in it, just like the lemon pepper. But one thing I love when it's on the skin and stuff, and one thing good about chicken is it's going to cook. Oops, a little bit too much paprika right there, but we don't care. We like it. Color, taste, it's absolutely fine. Never too much. A season is a season. That's what's going to flavor your meal. So I can tell you already, next week I got enough time, and I have, I'll just do one more sprinkle of lemon pepper. And we're good there. Okay, so now I'm going to get my spoon again. I'm going to flip my leg. And I'm just going to do a dabadooya. Oh, you see that? Oh, when they did the chicken, I just noticed these because they're all dry. These are just little chicken fur or feather fluffs or whatever you want to call them. From the chicken, rub sage. And I'm not going to do any lemon pepper on this side, because I have it inside and on the top side. But it's going to give it a nice little bite, because otherwise I think chicken is boring. I think hens are boring. And I'm just going to put this on. And I'm just going to use a little bit of paprika. And you got this gist of it right here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put this on our actual rod, and then I'm going to flip this side over so I don't touch it and rub the butter off like I did here. We'll do it to this side. Then we're going to take these out to the rotisserie, and we're going to get started. As soon as they're halfway done, we'll come back. I'll show you halfway, and then we'll come back and we'll start on our stuffing and our rustic mashed potatoes, and we'll talk about what we're going to have next week. But let's get this started. Welcome back. Look at our beautiful little Cornish gaming hens. They're getting all crispified. There's all the good juices dripping. Smells delicious. Wish we had smell vision. But anyways, we're going to let them cook. We're about an hour in. We're going to let them cook a little bit more. I want the skin a little bit more done. And then what we'll do is we'll go in the house and back into the house. It's cold out here today. And then we'll get started on our mashed potatoes and our stuffing. Welcome back. Okay, look at my beautiful gaming hens. They're absolutely gorgeous. I'm just letting them rest. You can see all the juices that have dripped from them. So we're just going to put these over here to the side. And we're going to get started. First of all, I'm going to start the stuffing meat. It's the meat for the stuffing. It's 1 pound of hamburger, 1 pound of Jimmy Dean sausage, and the trick is sage sausage. The reason I'm coming up with this one early is because sage sausage in our state or our city is very hard to find. Can't find it at any store, no matter how hard I try. So I just wanted to get you guys, because this is going to be a great stuffing. And it's stovetop. But let me tell you this secret too. This is a wonderful secret. Do you see this canister of stovetop? The onion and everything is cut so well in there. Like before the box, I don't know if it's in my head or if it's not in my head, but for some reason I do not taste the little hard pieces of onion in there. So it's kind of cool. This to me is, I don't know, ground really good. This is how it looks. It looks the same, if you ask me, except for it's a little bit smaller, kind of like when you do homemade stuffing. But I love this one. Try this one. It's a canister, though. It's not the box. It's a canister. Try it. You're going to love it. Okay, so I'm going to turn my pan on. I'm going to turn it on high. And I forgot to show you guys the jerky we were cooking out there. We're making jerky today again. This time we're doing beef. I'm going to put it to 460 and drop it down to 425 right now. I'm going to go ahead and get my patties ground, or my hamburger and my sausage ground real well, and then we'll add everything together. So we're going to just let this cook. I'm going to come over here, and first I'm going to give a quick wash. Okay, got a quick wash on my hand. I'm going to take 4 potatoes because I'm going to do a rustic mash today, because it's only for two of us. And so I'm going to go ahead and cut my potato. I did 4. I peeled 4 yellows. Just going to half and then cut them in half and quarters again. And we're good. And I'll let everything fry up. Drop it in my water. Just going to let them boil. And then what I'm going to do is drain the water and then just do a rough mash. And we'll be good to go. I like rough mash sometimes. Sometimes I like to get my mixer out and put a lot of butter and cream and milk and stuff like that in it. And then some days, especially when I have yellow, I love to just go ahead and go rustic. And just smash right in the pan and put some butter, salt, and pepper. I don't even put any milk or cream in them. That's just how I like the texture that day. Okay, so potatoes are in. I'm going to take this away. And we're going to get our wooden spoon, because my pan is cooking hot. But you want your hamburger and you want your sausage to cook hot, because if you don't, it won't crumble easy. And if it's not crumbled nicely, then I will have to take out my food processor and I will have to crumble it myself, because to me, I like kind of more like even bites. And then this way, everything is incorporated. So I have way too much meat for today. But I am going to make burritos out of this, breakfast burritos in the morning with some egg and the rest of my hamburger and sausage. I've got some good tortillas in there. And so I'm going to use that up. And this is what I'm going to do with the egg and the meat that I have. I love potatoes like that, or burritos like that. In the morning, it's good, full of protein. for you, and our tortillas are low carb, so you're good to go there. Because I have to watch my carbs. It's getting old stuff is for the birds. We always talk about that. So try to watch when I can, so that when on a day that I don't want to watch, I don't have to. I can have a meal that doesn't have to be, ultra. Okay, got to stay in the bounds. But I'm working on it. It's a life-changing thing, which I am really grateful to do. I would like to live and be healthy. So that's why I really want to get it done and do this. Okay, potatoes are good. I'm going to drop them a little bit. Got the heat at 425. Still want to keep my hamburger all nice and cooking. As soon as the hamburger is cooked and the potatoes are cooked, we'll come back. Then we're going to make our stuffing together, and then we'll go ahead and plate everything. Welcome back. Okay, I've got my little amount of potatoes, because guess what? This is my go-to bad stuff. That's called triglycerides for me, and I can always tell when I go to the doctor. He's like, hey, you got triglycerides. I'm like, oh man, eating too many potatoes. So I'm trying to behave myself and not eat as many potatoes as I would like to eat. But okay, so I just put a little bit of butter. I am not going to measure. I'm usually really good at measuring, but I'm not going there. I'm not telling on myself. I'm going to put some pepper in, because I'm going to do a rough mash. I'm going to put just a teeny bit of salt. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pepper them again and butter them again. And then we can all add our own salt to our plate. But boy, this is my go-to. This is my bad. I love potatoes. Oh my God. And see, I can make the potato at home, and I don't even have to go out for it, or anything like that. But boy, I love potatoes. I can eat potatoes every day, all day long. But boy, like I said, I get busted every time, because the doctor will say, hey, that's triglycerides. And I'm like, oh man, this getting old, I tell you, is for the birds. Okay. Don't want to hit my plate. Usually I mash in my pan, but I don't want to, hit my plate too hard. I'm going to try not to make a mess all over. But boy, good thing I don't mind cleaning up the mess, because I'm always making a mess. Okay, so these are our beautiful yellow potatoes. I did about, well, if it's for 2 people, there's 2 potatoes there for everybody. But if it's 3, you got about a potato and a half. Which is fine. So what I'm going to do is cut this up like this, small pieces, and drop it in. So it just sits there, and we have enough butter. One more little dab. It's probably about 2 tablespoons in all honesty that I used. But that's about it. And then what I'm going to do is I like my potatoes just nice and plain. Just like that, we're going to make some gravy. And then I'm going to go ahead and put my gravy on real fast. I'll have a cup of water, cold water. I'm going to put it on this burner. I'm going to put it right in. I'm going to open my gravy. I'm just using McCormick. I like McCormick. There's another brand I use. It's a real huge, big bag, and I think it's called Chef's Choice. I think that's it. I like that one as well. That's when I'm really cooking big time, and I'm making a lot. I use that one because you can feed a lot of people on that one. Okay. So, this is the oil, quite a bit of oil that I took out of or grease that I took from the hamburger. So 1 pound of the sausage, sage sausage, and it's Jimmy Dean, because sage sausage does make the difference, in my opinion. If you cannot find it, get the Jimmy Dean sausage, or get any sausage you want, because it's really your taste, your flavor. Some people like different brands, and then some people don't like it all. Sage, just put your own sage in there. Just put it in, because this is really hard to find, especially now that holidays are coming. So you got to drain your grease, because there's a lot of grease. So what I'm going to do is get my pan on. Oops, I'd have to plug it in. Holy Toledo. I unplugged it so that I could go ahead and grind my sausage and my hamburger up. So me, because the person I am, everything has to be uniform. I like it that way when it's in the food. I did take out my food processor and I did grind everything to the same size. So I'm going to turn my hot pot on, because what I'm going to do is boil 1 cup of water with 2 tablespoons of butter. Just going to throw it all in at once. So 1 cup of water. Oops, 2 tablespoons. That didn't work like I wanted to. Messy I am. Don't do that at home. You can make a mess. It was funny to look on my husband's face. Hilarious. Okay, so my chicken gravy is pretty much done, as I have it on a big burner. Did it that way on purpose. So I'm just going to let this heat. Then I'm going to take 2 cups of these wonderful stovetop stuffing. And I'll tell you guys a trick too, because if I can't find this stovetop stuffing, what I have to do is I go to the store and I just buy the actual breadcrumbs. This is the thing too, the stuffing mix that's just plain. Just use 2 cups of it. Use a cup of the mixture of meat. Basically, what you want to do is take some thyme, if you have to do it yourself, celery. You're going to take sage, and I add just a little paprika if I have to do it myself, and I add a little bit of lemon pepper if I have to do it myself. But if you don't have to do it yourself, like I said, buy that container over there. It's wonderful. And people like me, I didn't realize there were so many people like me that had a texture issue. So there are a lot of us that do have texture issues where we don't like certain things. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this off. My water's already to a boil. That's how fast. I love my New Wave induction because it's fast. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drop my meat in first. I'm going to do about a cup. So what I'm going to do, so I was trying to be nice and not be so messy, handsy, because I'm a very handsy person. While I'm in the kitchen cooking for my family, I use my hands because it's easier and I'm good. So I just want to use a cup, but I also want to show you guys to be very consistent. That's why I'm like, better do this a little bit nicer. Now I'm going to drop in my breadcrumb or my stuffing mix. Just going to stir everything up and just let it sit. Okay. Okay, I've got everything incorporated. It's that fast when you make the stuffing, and oh my gosh, this stuffing is really good. And like I said, if you don't like big chunks of onions, like I don't, but I like onion, but this is fantastic. Now, how I can tell is I just make sure that everything gets incorporated. Fantastic. Go here. Let me get my little lid. And then I'm going to make sure I did it right. Let it stand for 5 minutes, fluff. Yeah, cover it. Because normally, you get into your routine, how you do it. And you see how it looks. Yeah, there's plenty. 1 cup is plenty. So, this makes a lot of stuffing. But guess what? With this stuffing, we're going to go ahead and we're going to make a sandwich. It's going to be a chicken sandwich it'll have probably mayo on it. It'll have some chicken. Then what we'll do is we'll put some stuffing on it. This is my mom's go-to. My mom loves this. Oh, and by the way, my mom's doing pretty darn good, so thank you for all the prayers. We're at skilled nursing right now, getting up, walking around. That COVID was horrible. Not too bad for her, though, but, just getting it and being older. So thanks for all the prayers, you guys. I appreciate y'all very much. But this is what I'm going to give Mom for lunch. So that's what I'll do when I see her today. and she'll have a nice sandwich, stuffing sandwich with chicken on it. So there's a lot of things you can do. So everything is done. You're supposed to let everything sit for about 5 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring everything over here because we are pretty much ready to rock and roll. I love it. Okay, so I'm just going to scoot everything back, put everything on my burner, and let's get my counter cleaned off. So, really good meal. This meal, like I said, I'm making it. It'll be a good lunch for us. We'll just take a bite out of it, and it'll be delicious because it's not too much for our size family. And but this is one of the reasons like I said, I did make this though, is for somebody who reached out and said, "Hey, Andrea, please, can you help me out? I want something different. Don't want to eat the same turkey for Thanksgiving. We're empty nesters now. No sense in making a big fat turkey. Everybody's gone. So can you help me out?" And I'm like, heck, I can do this. I love to cook. Loved Thanksgiving. This is absolutely beautiful how this looks. Let's check our potatoes. There's our gravy. Potatoes look fantastic. Our little game hens look great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, and we're going to be right back. I'm going to plate everything, and then we're going to come back and we're going to have a test. Welcome back. Look at this. Looks delicioso. Beautiful scoop of potatoes. Great scoop of stuffing. And a nice little gaming hen. Remember, a good alternative for not only a dinner, but for Thanksgiving. Remember, something small. Something for 2 to 3 people. Each person can have their own gaming hen. And it's nice and easy, half the cost, really half the time. The bird only took me 1 hour and 10 minutes, and so we're good to go. I would have actually had everything done by that time as soon as the bird had been ready to come out of the oven. Or, I'm sorry, off the barbecue, the rotisserie. But I want to take a time to show you that I didn't take out everything from the gaming head. I left everything in. You can take it out yourself. But there's onions, there's some garlic. Oh, it's delicious. It's nice and tender. I'm just going to pull this out. Let me go over here to this one right here, to this side. So good. Just want to try it. I'm going to dip it in its juices. Absolutely excellent. Everything is done real well. The little legs inside are done perfect. I'm going to try that. Super tender. Everything was done great. Remember, I did an hour and 10 minutes, so everything is delicious. I'm going to come over here, take a bite of my mashed potatoes. Listen. Absolutely wonderful. Now, this is my star. I love this stuffing. Like I said, my mom used to make this for us when we were young, or she always made it for us. It's just stovetop stuffing, except for this is much better, in my opinion. The canister, everything is chopped better, in my opinion. And then adding the meat. And sausage combination, absolutely amazing. If you like the content today, if you would please like and subscribe and share, I would be most grateful. And I'm going to go ahead and do something with roast beef next week, geared around the holiday time. So people who do not like poultry, we'll be doing that next week. But I want to thank everybody for subscribing, and all my subscribers. Thanks so very much. Thanks for all the prayers, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you.